Since seeing that psychic last month, I've thought a lot about what it means to be a cycle breaker and choosing to move through the world differently than I saw modeled for me when I was growing up. I was always told I was wise beyond my years, and as a child, it sometimes irked me, to be honest. Is it possible that my reflective nature and curiosity was actually completely appropriate for my age? That I wasn't wise beyond my years, but that maybe the adults who paid me that compliment were just falling behind? Obviously, it's not a bad compliment. It's even a quality I like about myself, but receiving it as a 15-year-old sometimes made me feel bitter because that compliment came loaded with an expectation, an acknowledgement of a part of me they perceived to be natural. It came effortless to me, and therefore the expectations for what I should carry would be raised as a result. I often wished I had an older sibling, or fuck it, I would have even taken a twin to help shoulder the weight of being the eldest daughter. Would we have both been called wise beyond our years? Could she have helped me feel like that wisdom wasn't a burden? Could I have helped her? Is the wisdom that's allowed me to take my own path as an adult the same wisdom that was being noticed when I was 15? The women in my family had all been married with kids by my age. They never lived solo in a city they weren't raised in. They were more comfortable with a quieter, more traditional life than I am. Why do I have a hard time letting things go? Why do I always feel the need to defend myself and argue back? Why do I have an opinion on damn near everything? Is it possible that I'm bitter about being the wise daughter? That I'm angry other adults aren't expected to be as wise as I was as a child? Why were grown adults beefing with me when I was 18 like we were friends when they were more like mentors to me? Why did I have to carry the weight of the world as a teenager simply because I was wise beyond my years? Why isn't anyone expected to hold it now as an adult? Maybe I'm thinking too much. But wait, there it is, actually, the pitfall of my younger self. The eldest daughter called dramatic, intense, high maintenance at the mere sight of any pushback to her mounting expectations, ones not shared by the boys her same age. And so here I am, as an adult, juggling my fear of being too much with my frustration of being so emotionally attuned in a world where sometimes I feel like being so introspective just wasn't a requirement for older generations. All the while, I'm full of nothing but love, even pride, for being the eldest daughter, a role that I would choose over and over again in every lifetime. Maybe it's just something that only other eldest daughters can understand. So we're going whitewater rafting today. Against my will? Yes. Am I going? Also yes. I am a little scared. Do I look outdoorsy to you? Do I look like someone who could be a good swimmer? Don't answer that. It's good to keep some sort of routine when I'm traveling. Usually that is my downfall. I leave my apartment, I go and start traveling places. I fall out of literally every routine that I have for myself. And it makes it so much harder to get back into a routine once I'm back in New York. So I've been trying to keep up with my routines in little ways, like bringing my glow super powders with me so I can get some goodness in the mornings and just feel a little bit more taken care of when I'm on the go. Glow is a hormone balancing blend for women that supports common fluctuations in metabolism, immune function, collagen production, and more. Beam is the sponsor of today's video. This stuff is incredible. So easy to take with you on the go because they come in these little packs. Helps your skin stay radiant, your hair stay strong, and just keeps your hydration on point, which is crucial always, but especially in the summer with all the sweating and moving around. Feels especially crucial before going whitewater rafting. That feels like a joke, doesn't it? Why would I be going whitewater rafting? Why would I be there? It's also really nice on my period because it helps relieve some of the symptoms that come with it. For me, particularly cramping. With the magnesium, vitamin B6, chaseberry, and ashwagandha. And also, again, helps with your skin, which is major because I'm someone who's prone to breaking out on my period. This is just a very easy way to keep to my routines while I'm traveling, keep to some of my routines. So I'm gonna do it. And if you're interested in trying out Glow for yourself, you can get 35% off your first order at Beam when you use code Maddie35. I'm gonna have all those links down in the description below. And thank you again to Beam for sponsoring today's video. I have to go whitewater rafting now.
She's got her underwear on. How the fuck is that?
That's exactly what I said to her. I was like, you are gonna be naked. Those are gonna fall off.
What am I
We're
supposed
like
to
going
wear
like
then?
extreme whitewater rafting.
We're going swimming. What am I supposed to wear?
Oh my god. He said I look like Spartacus from Lazy Town.
Lazy Town?
It's a piece of cake to get the pretty cake. Why are you laughing?
It's probably true. I don't understand why he would say that.
I think it's just funny because this is like the most ridiculous looking guy ever.
He'll just pull that out of his ass.
Yeah, but the striping is exactly the same.
Are you ready to go crazy? I'm already hearing voices! You know what's crazy? I'm the most prepared person for this.
You literally are not.
Where did you even get those shoes?
Oh, they're free.
Word, we didn't have to spend $50 on
I spent $50 on Crocs that I didn't want. Yeah, but you are wearing the fuggliest water shirt I've ever fucking seen. So, yeah, you. Exhibit A. She's somewhere back there, Your Honor. Exhibit B. Not looking good. Nope. Doesn't appear to be helping the group much. Exhibit C. I would argue that she is showcasing an increased level of stress during this event, Your Honor. My client is a diva. She is simply not meant to be in the wilderness like this. In conclusion, I really should not be whitewater rafting. I'm actually all set with that. We're all just lucky I stayed in the boat. We should all be very grateful that I did not fall out of the boat. Did I almost drown anyways? Yes. I really feel like me getting put in blue swim that one time when I was 13 years old has become like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because I really feel like I was a good swimmer before they told me I was a bad swimmer. When that fucking 8-year-old tried to drown me during the treading water portion of the test, which is why I ended up in blue swim. And this is something deep within my heart I've wanted to seek revenge on since that very day. And maybe that's why I'm not a good swimmer. Maybe it's the vengeance in my heart for that fucking 8-year-old who tried to drown me. But maybe the hate in my heart is making me a bad swimmer. Did you ever think of that? What if that 8-year-old was watching this video right now, all these years later, had no idea? If you're approximately 5 years younger than me and went to Camp High Rock the summer of 2010, I could be talking smack about you right now.
I'll think what if the bridge just,
Who is fucking Pork?
Who the fuck is Pork?
That is so creepy. Is this my phone? This is my phone! Who's John Pork? Oh my god, I'm scared right now.
No.
Who is John Pork?
Why do you have a contact on us?
That's not my John.
Who's John Pork? Sorry, why is that in your phone? Did you put that in your phone? No. Who is that?
Mom, why did you put
Wait, where is he? Is that wait?
What is going on?
Is that the tour guide?
Answer.
His name is John. That's what I just said. Our tour guide's name was John.
And oh, you know, we haven't paid our bill. He's like, what are you guys?
What's going on? What's going on?
Did you decline, John?
Cole. I think some of your mother porked in high school. No, that would be John Pork. But how do you have him in your contacts?
Exactly. It's literally John Pork. This feels like someone's behind me. This person called me 6 times.
You said you looked familiar.
Do you like confused? Why if you calling me somewhere, we just want to see who this is and see if you want to talk. So I just call that guy.
Pork belly.
Like, you can't call him that.
The fucking John Pig.
John Pork.
John Pork just said "fuck you" to me.
That's not possible.
He said "fuck you" to me. He's the one that's been calling me. Right.
So he knows you.
No, Morgan wrote "oink oink." He wrote "fuck you."
I'm back in New York and I'm feeling a little creatively restless. And what is the easiest thing to do when I'm just itching to sink my teeth into something creative for the fuck of it? Redoing some portion of my apartment. I was watching a movie recently where I just felt like the interior design of one of the characters' homes was such a perfect representation for who they are as a person, as a character. And that's really my goal when I decorate my own home as well. I want people to enter this space, look around and be like, oh, yeah, Maddie lives here for sure. And I think that I achieved that You know, I don't think that my home is minimal by any means, but I think I could do a little bit more. I think maybe we're not as maximal as I would like it to be. So I think I'm gonna redo one little portion of my living room, which is this wall behind me and that piece of art we have up there. I've been meaning to redo all of the art in my apartment for a while now. I got this piece of art from my friend Jordan for my birthday. I already know where it's going, but I haven't wanted to hang it up until I replace / find art to replace the other things on the wall in front of me. I ended up getting this piece of art while I was in Greece, and I've had another piece of art on my mind for literally like 2 years now. I talked about this in a video probably like 2 years ago. It's a piece from Lord Cowboy called Devastate Me Baby, and finally I've settled on those 3 pieces being the ones that I'm gonna put above my desk. Now that one also is in need of a replacement, but on top of replacing that picture, I also thought that I could add a couple other little bits and bobs around that area. Maybe put a shelf over the TV so I can put things on top of it. And for me, whenever I am redoing a room, playing with the design elements, I always want to do a mock-up either in PowerPoint or Canva. So I took a picture of that area of my living room and started playing around with it, and this is what I've come up with. Just with a few little additions, I feel like it looks so much better already. So I bought this leopard lamp. I bought this piece of art, which is a Mulholland Drive painting that I got off Etsy. These 2 I also got off Etsy. I'm going to redo that piece of art myself. And then if I put a little art there, wine bottles, fill them with flowers, gorgine. I feel like this makes such a difference, and it really is not even changing / adding all that much. So you're probably wondering, what's my idea for changing that piece of artwork myself? Well, I was struck with inspiration out in the wild. I was at a coffee shop and I saw they sold this pasta tarot deck. Now I have several tarot decks. I don't really need another tarot, but looking at the art on these ones, I was like, this is so cute. This would be kind of an adorable piece of art to put in your kitchen. Now, obviously, my kitchen and my living room are kind of the same room, but I thought that maybe I could just display my favorite cards from this tarot deck in that frame. Literally just place them over that piece of art that I don't care about anymore. So that way I can always enjoy this deck every second of every day. So I think I'm just gonna pick out my 20 favorite designs from the deck and see where that lands us. I hope that my favorite designs are also great cards. Like, look at this design. That is awesome. But like, do I need crack on my wall? Probably not. Like this one, I'll pass on. Man crack in my house? I don't think so. Like, come on, how could I not buy this deck? It's just so much fun to live in a colorful, funky looking home. So sorry to any minimalist out there, but I will never understand people that would prefer to live in an all-white home versus this. I'll never get it. Another instant favorite. Like, I don't know if I want to display the tower card, but this is a fucking awesome design. This is what I narrowed it down. I think this is more than 20. Okay, now I've got to separate them from maybes to definites. Maybe, definite, maybe, definite, definite, maybe, definite, maybe, definite, maybe, definite, maybe, definite, maybe, definite, maybe, definite. I think I'm bringing these 2 over to the definite pile. And now all I have to do is place them on my canvas. And you know, I also debated taking a marker and writing something on the plexiglass over the cards, because I think maybe that could be fun, but maybe I'll leave that to a later day if I'm so inspired in the future. And listen, I could always make more art. I've got more cards. I'm only using 20. Oh, I love how it turned out. I think it's perfect. Colors are just so good. It's beautiful. I love it. It's so interesting seeing how much my apartment has changed between now and like the first apartment tour video that I put up. I've lived in this apartment for going on 5 years. And actually my 10-year New York anniversary is the 22nd of this month. But looking at the way my apartment is decorated now versus how it looked in that first apartment tour video that I did, like, it's just so nice to see my apartment become more lived in. The first place that I've ever lived alone by myself, going from like day one, right when I moved in, buying all of these like big ticket furniture items that I didn't have room for when I was sharing spaces, seeing that first video and how like bare the apartment looks in comparison to how it does now. And it's just so nice. It's so cool to see my home evolve alongside me. Also, can I just say I'm obsessed with this sweatshirt. Whenever I'm up in Maine, I feel like I acquire a new summer sweatshirt fixation. Right now it's this one. Also, I don't know why I've never thought of this before, but to my ladies with hips, you know how a lot of crew neck sweatshirts, they have that tight band around the end that makes it so that you have to wear all your sweatshirts like this, so they come around your butt instead of just draping all over it? You can just cut that part off. I don't know why it took me till now to figure that out. Now I'm like, I can just cut off the bottom of fucking everything. And I don't have to crop it. I just cut off the bottom. Revolutionary. I don't know why it took me this long to think of that. My two good girls are coming to say hello to me. This is my foster sidestep. I can't remember if you guys have met her or not. She's been with me since May, so she's been here a long time. You're blocking the camera, Miss Girl. Hello. Still try to stay off TikTok these days for the most part, but I have found myself on it more often recently. And I saw a video by none other than Kendra Austin. I feel like I'm talking about her so goddamn much on the internet always. I love Kendra. I think she is brilliant. She is one of my favorite people to follow, artists to consume, the perspective of. I just think that she is brilliant. But she posted a TikTok that sparked a lot of thought and reflection in me. So I want to show it to all of you. Hello. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, wah. Ham hours. Ham hours.
You will simply never catch me being y'all's version of humble for the simple fact that I find it to be dishonest. Like, if humility requires me denying my gifts, denying the return on my karma, which is how I view blessings. I view them as a return on my karma. I view them as a return on breaking intergenerational curses, abandoning patterns and habits that hurt myself and my community, disrupting the status quo when I know that it's not going to build a world that we all deserve to live in. Everything that I could have ever wanted comes to me for those reasons. So you telling me, oh, you're so talented at this, you're so amazing at this, I'm going to say, yes, I am, and thank you. Yes, I am, and thank you. I was granted those things for a very specific reason, for a very, very specific reason. And I am but a reflection of you. You know what I mean? Like, I am here with my gifts to aid you in your gifts, and the other way around. And we are both gifted with these things to be able to create a world that we all love to be in. So the fuck I look like being humble doesn't make sense to me. Seems like a lie.
I feel like at some point in my young adulthood, I picked up on how uncomfortable a lot of people are with receiving compliments about themselves. And to me, it almost at some level started to feel like the social expectation when someone compliments you, when someone says something nice about you. It's almost like you're socially required to be like, oh no, you're too much, thank you, it's not that big of a deal, oh, and just sort of like brush it off and act like your gifts are not actually your gifts, or at the very least like they are not worth calling attention to because you want to be so humble. And I've never gotten that, to be honest with you. And I think in my observation of other people, but also in observation of my own internal voice and how I can be unkind to myself in other ways, like I think I've always been pretty good at acknowledging my gifts, acknowledging my talents, my skills. I think I have struggled more with like body image and inner self-confidence than like my tangible talents that I share with the world.
things that I'm good at. But I feel like in observation of my tendency to be self-critical in other ways, and also in observation of how other people are so quick to dismiss compliments and push it down, and how much I hated it from like the compliment giver perspective. When I gave someone a compliment and they almost like wouldn't accept it, and they'd be like, oh no, I felt like I embarrassed them by complimenting them sometimes, and I'd always be like, oh, I hated that. I hated that I felt weird about complimenting them when they were so deserving of that compliment. And so I feel like I have made a mental note to not react like that when someone compliments me, when someone says something kind about me. I want to embrace that, acknowledge its truth, and thank them for seeing me in all of my light. Like even this past weekend, my dad was complimenting me on how attentive and supportive I am, acknowledging that I am a good friend and I am a reliable person, and that he sees those traits in me. And he was like, I don't know if you get told this enough, but I am just like proud of you, and I see the way that you show up for me, for your siblings, for other people, and I admire that in you. And he asked me if I was aware of that, and I said, absolutely. You're so right. I am a good friend. I do show up for my people. I am a great person to have on your support system. You're absolutely right. I did grow up to be a hell of a woman. I know that. So true. And it feels good to be able to look at my father, one of the main people who raised me, look him in his eyes and agree with him earnestly. Like, yes, that is who I am. I believe those things to be true about myself as well. You raised a damn good woman, and I'm not gonna deny that. And in some way, it's a compliment to him too, that I'm acknowledging it in the first place. Imagine if I looked at my dad and I told him that he was wrong, or I was like, oh no, it's nothing. This is just what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to do this. That's right. I couldn't. And it's like, that doesn't, what does that do for anyone? I did a whole segment about this on my podcast, but do you remember back during award season when Timothée Chalamet won Best Actor at the SAG Awards, and he got on stage and he said something about aspiring to be one of the greats, that he was in pursuit of greatness, and acknowledging that that was something that he had hopes of becoming in his lifetime. He acknowledged that receiving this award was not proof that he had become that, but it was nice encouragement along his journey, since he wants to be one of the greats. I loved this. I loved seeing someone acknowledge their passion and their ambition so directly in that way. That's a really vulnerable thing. Then also, it partially is acknowledging your gifts, acknowledging your talents, acknowledging you are capable of being one of the greats if you continue to put the work in. I loved it. I thought it was incredible, and it was telling to me how many people did not feel the same way and saw Timothy's speech and said that he was a narcissist, he was so self-involved, it was cocky, it was tasteless to say such a thing. And I was like, why though? Why do we want people to stifle themselves and pretend that they aspire for less, that they want less, that they're capable of less? What if I don't care about people being humble? What if I would rather people take up space and be boldly in pursuit of what it is they want out of life? What if I would prefer that people acknowledged their own strengths and skills and talent? And in many ways, it's not even like it's not humble. You know what I mean? Like, you could still be an ass about it. You could walk around like your shit doesn't stink, like you're the best person on earth. But it's almost like people believe there's no in between. If you acknowledge your talents, if you acknowledge your pursuit of greatness at all, you are immediately considered cocky, narcissistic, self-obsessed, whatever it is. When it's like, what? So you would rather him get on stage and bow his head, act like he's not worthy of the award you just gave him? He won! He won the fucking award! Clearly he's doing something great. Clearly he's doing something fantastic. Clearly he's capable of doing something even more fantastic. And he has aspirations to. He wants it. Isn't that a good thing? Like, I don't get it. But I do think that I have in my life pissed people off because I know that I have a gift. Because I know that I'm talented. Because I don't talk badly about myself, because I won't put myself down. I actually think that it has irked people in the past that I'm not like that. And seeing this video that Kendra posted, I was like, This is just exactly how I feel. I have no aspiration to be the most humble woman alive. Okay, I don't need you to describe me as humble. Actually, I would rather you use 100 other words to describe me, especially as a woman. Like, stop telling women to be humble. I can't deal with it. I cannot fucking deal with it. Anyways, retweet all of what Kendra said. It's a return on my karma. The problem comes in when you start thinking you're better than other people, or start thinking that because you have this gift you are entitled to XYZ. That's when the problem comes in. But to acknowledge your greatness, to not deny the light and joy and success that radiates off of you, like, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not that fucking bitch. I'm not gonna do that. You guys have fun with that. I hope having everyone call you humble keeps you warm at night, okay? I don't wanna have to live a life where I have to pretend like I don't fuck with myself heavy in order to be seen as truly worthy in the eyes of other people. Much to think about.